And I drank a lot. And over time, I would have to drink more and more to get those effects where it would change me to be really funny because I was building up a tolerance. And sometimes that can make me quite aggressive and do things that I'm very shameful about. And it got so bad that I had a doctor tell me at 18 that I would die by my early 20s if I kept going. So Stuart here, I'm a practicing psychotherapist from the UK. I'm very pleased to meet you. I have another therapist reacts for you today, and today it is Dax Dear Alcohol, a song that has been recommended many times in the comments and one that I really look forward to listening to as I have had some of my own difficulties with alcohol through the years. I don't ask often, but if you do like the content I am putting out, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps grows the channel and reach more people who might find it helpful. And I've seen all the support that everyone gives in the comments, and I think the more people who can benefit from that needs to hear it, then the better. And it also helps let me know that what I am doing is right on this channel and that, you know, these videos are worthwhile. So thank you. Thank you for considering that. So I'm excited to get into this one. It's my first Dax track, and here we go. It's Dear Alcohol.
I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. And I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. And I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted. Repeat the cycle every day.
Okay, so I just have to say this, and I know this is really obvious, but that chorus, I got wasted because I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. I mean, that's cutting straight to it, isn't it? That is why a lot of people turn to alcohol, to escape from yourself, to drown out those thoughts, those memories, those other urges, those sensations that you might be feeling. And there's a phrase that I've used in other videos, which is a bit of a play on words, but it also rings true in that there is no psychological process that can make you completely forget something. But there are two things you can do, which aren't helpful: a frontal lobotomy or a bottle in front of me. A frontal lobotomy or a bottle in front of me.
I got wasted. Repeat the cycle every day. I gotta start with a drink. My life been getting sort of crazy and I don't wanna think. I look myself right in the mirror and I don't even blink. Then I get angry, take the rest and pour it right in the sink. I know where this road goes. Alcohol ain't my friend, but I keep drinking cause these demons roaming. Follow me around everywhere I go. It clouds my mind and soul. It turns my heart cold. But I keep drinking cause it makes me feel like I'm not alone.
Well said.
I'm having problems.
Well said. I mean, there's this cycle, isn't there? Drink as a way to deal with how you are feeling, which usually only makes you feel worse in the long term because it doesn't actually solve any of your problems. In fact, it creates more problems than it solves. And then you get angry with yourself for doing just that, and you mentally beat yourself up. And guess what? That makes you feel worse. And then to deal with those feelings or feeling worse and the thoughts that you have that you might be screwing up, you drink. And that's a never ending cycle. And he says, you know, alcohol ain't my friend. He knows it's not helping. But I keep drinking because these demons roam and follow me around everywhere I go. And because I continuously have these demons, well, I continuously try to get rid of them by drinking because I don't know any other way. And interestingly, he says, I keep drinking because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. So there's some familiarity there there's a connection with the physical act of drinking, I think, like the not so much the effects of the alcohol, but the having the drink. Like, being with an old familiar friend. Although it's not good for you, there's still something comforting about it.
Cause it makes me feel like I'm not alone. I'm having problems, my pride won't let me reach out. Looking at this bottle, having nothing but doubt. Don't want to drink,
looks so
but
sad.
it keeps coming around and around and around. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted. I know I need to quit. I gotta do better. Example to these kids, cause they watching when I'm there. But I'm scared, cause I've been chasing the man that I am when I start to drink. He's cocky, confident, and he don't give a damn what you think. This world is beating me down and it's pushed me right to the brink. I take a shot every time because, man, it helps me escape. I'm taking care of these people, but no one takes care of me. I wanna talk to somebody, but I feel no one relates. I need better now. I think
like that. This is such a good point. Alcohol can have many functions for us. And here it sounds like he is chasing the man that he wants to be. He's using drink to become what he wants to be, which is still avoidance of being his true self. But he wants to be confident. He wants to be cocky, and he doesn't care what people think. That's how he wants to be. And he's using drink to get there. But I can almost guarantee this is a no-win situation. From my experience with working with people who have had problems with alcohol, it doesn't turn you into the person you want to be. It turns you into someone you hate. And I have some personal experience with this. When I was a lot younger, like 15, 16, I noticed that when I drank and I got drunk, that people would find me funny. As in humorous, not like funny, like weird. I would say funny things. I would do funny things. I would make people laugh, like genuinely laugh, not out of pity or anything. And I connected being drunk and making people laugh with people liking me. So being drunk and making people laugh with people liking me. And very quickly that turned into, when I am drunk, people like me. Therefore, I have to be drunk for people to like me. And I'm sure you can guess where that led. I was drunk every chance I could take. And people did like me. I was relatively popular, but that just reinforced it. The more people liked me when I was in that state, the more I wanted to be in that state. And I drank a lot. And over time, I would have to drink more and more to get those effects where it would change me to be really funny because I was building up a tolerance. And sometimes that can make me quite aggressive and do things that I'm very shameful about. And it got so bad that I had a doctor tell me at 18 that I would die by my early 20s if I kept going. And I'm sure you will agree that there's two elements here to this. There's the being rewarded by being light when drunk, but underneath that there is the fear that people wouldn't like me, like the real me with no alcohol in me. That me might not have any friends and might not be popular. And that was a worse place to be in. Worse than waking up feeling like crap every day and often regretting things that I had done. And eventually, as I got older, people weren't so forgiving of my drinking. Isn't there a Friends episode or a Friends character who is always drunk and everyone loves him, and then he stops drinking and everyone sees how boring he is? Well, I felt like that guy. I was that guy. Then I joined the army in my early 20s as a way to just get away from everything. And I know what's going on in your head right now. You joined the British Army to get away from drinking. That's the worst place for someone who drinks too much to go. It probably was initially for the first year or so, I guess. That was a bit of a rocky period. But then responsibility, having a team, working on health and fitness, having a great job, having a future, having money. And this sounds really cliched, but wanting to become the best version of myself made just such a difference in how I viewed things and how I became to be accepted as part of that, as my genuine self. I'm 41 now, so I obviously made it past my early 20s, but it was really hard. It was really hard to weaken those neural pathways that had developed over years and strengthen others with new behaviors. It was really difficult. And it took me years to change, realistically speaking. Now I hardly drink. I think this year I've probably drunk on 5 or 6 occasions, and that's been no more than 1 drink each time. Apart from once, actually. Once I went out with the boys that I hadn't seen for a year or two, and I had a few, but I was able to kind of boundary that, and it didn't go any further outside of that one night out. Going back to the song, because I've gone off on a massive tangent here, but this is what happens. This is, when you hear songs that are emotive like this, it brings stuff up for you. It kind of triggers stuff inside you and it makes you think and reflect. And I'm just sharing, what comes up for me as I listen to these tracks. And I apologize that it's not always a therapist perspective. It's me as a human and what's happening for me. But going back to the song, look at the anger and frustration and pain he has in his face. There's a scene. I don't know if I can find it now. Oh, just here. Is it this bit? Look at that. Look at that. He wants to talk to someone but feels no one relates. That reaching out is so hard. But the reality is there are people who want to and are willing to help if you give them a chance. It might feel hopeless. It might seem hopeless. It might feel like just every decision that you could possibly make will be the wrong one and is hopeless. But it's not. It's not hopeless. You can change, and there are people out there willing to help you. They're willing to connect with you. They're willing to spend their time, their energy to help you. Okay, there's lots of us that go into these jobs in order to do that. That is what drives us to carry on working.
No one relates, I need better now. I think I've lost my way. I'm having battles with faith. It's painted right on my face. I hope better times are coming. No chase, but I'm still running. I gotta take control, and I won't stop on nothing. Dear God, this is my test. Promise that I do my best. Just help me with this pain. I feel and pressure that is I got wasted because I didn't want.
Was that on that scene there? Was that hands? See the hands here just coming, and they're coming for him. They're coming at him. Always creeping.
Deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted because I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted.
Let me pause that. I don't know how to get rid of this red bar. But I can read it. Oh. Oh, it's when I pause it, it comes up. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to... She made me forget. Okay, true. That message there. Do you know when I think back to those times when I was drinking to be light, the memories I have of that time are all of the shameful things that I did. I barely remember the other times. This song is so real. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to relate to this. Sorry I went off on a bit of a kind of a tangent of personal experience, but you know, that's where my mind went when I was listening to this. That's what it brought up for me. And I want these reactions just to be genuinely what comes up. Sometimes it's psychological and clinical things, I think. Other times it's more personal, just like today. And it feels good to have kind of shared this and, you know, to just raise awareness that these things happen and you can get through it. Hope you liked it. Take care, everyone. Cheers.